In the last segment of the module on using design thinking to avoid plagiarism in your research, we learned about empathizing, defining, and ideation. We looked at different methods of ideation. It is very important to cultivate a sense of divergent thinking so that you can develop multiple ideas for solving a problem. We will start this segment by looking at a case study in a hospital which has developed innovative methods using the design thinking methodology. Another example where this design thinking has been used for developing innovations is a hospital called Aravind Eye Hospital, which started as a 11-bed hospital in 1976 by Dr. G. Venkataswamy in Madurai. This example has been discussed in the Harvard Business School as one of the best examples of using design thinking. So the problem that Dr. G. Venkataswamy had was how to deliver the best eye care for people in the rural area. So he looked at this, empathize with people, and has numerous solutions. They have several eye camps in rural areas which identify people who require surgery or advanced diagnostics. Their buses then go get the patients to the urban facility and drop them back again. Over the years, Aravind Eye Hospital has developed telemedicine trucks which are satellite linked to enable the doctors at the urban center to take decision. In order to reduce the cost of ophthalmic implants, they have started an R&D center which produces the lenses indigenously at a fraction of a cost of the imported lenses. All of these services are free to 60% of the patients who cannot afford to pay. But the same quality care is given to all the patients who come to the hospital. Their innovative solutions are driven by their human-centric approach. And this, I think, is one of the foremost examples where design thinking has been used to develop research in a hospital. The next step in design thinking is to prototype rapidly. So the design thinking process requires a person to be adventurous and ready to experiment. Based on the feedback and ideas that we get, we need to make a quick prototype of 1 to 2 chosen solutions. These prototypes can be digital or a paper. The objective is to see if it is doable and whether it makes logical sense. You can identify the most important feature of the prototype and make a minimally viable prototype. So here is an example where prototyping rapidly was helpful. The winners of the 2018 James Dyson Innovation Award are Rituparma Guha and Amit Kumar, who studied in IIT Delhi. They had observed that paraplegic patients have a very difficult time shifting from wheelchairs to bed or to a vehicle. The students ideated and they wanted to create a better wheelchair. So they decided to make a prototype. They initially made some sketches, then they used 3D modeling and then made an actual prototype using some cheap material. They used medium density fireboard and other things they had to make a prototype. And every prototype that they made, they would take it back to a stakeholder and see how they respond. In about 4 months' time, the students had made 10 prototypes with an investment of rupees 20,000. This product called Samarth has been recognized as an innovative prototype and has won the James Dyson Award of 2018. Now this product will be taken up for scaling up. So you can see prototyping and testing is an essential step in identifying improvisations for the product. So prototyping in a culture of optimism instills a healthy spirit of experimentation. Prototyping fast helps people to create new ideas that serve unmet needs and have a positive impact. Use of visual approaches to describe your solution to a doctoral committee member can help you to get a quick feedback and put you on the right track. Today, Many institutes have access to 3D printing, fab labs, and other simulation software. These should be used very rapidly to get feedback. It is important to remember that prototypes are required only to generate feedback and drive the idea forward. It need not be a complex and full-fledged thesis by itself. The scope of a prototype is to visualize whether it has a functional value. By taking the time for a quick prototype, we can avoid costly mistakes and continuing a weak idea for too long. In many social science projects, it is mandatory to collect pilot data from responders and confirm that the questionnaire used was effective to answer the questions raised. In biochemistry experiments, it is important to test the protocols to find out if they were repeatable and sensitive for the tests employed. Such prototyping or pilot tests are absolutely essential in a research project. Remember that prototypes are made to teach us about our idea and our process. The next step in design thinking is to test the idea with people. It can be a daunting challenge to get users to test your prototype and give a feedback. So don't be too sensitive when people give you feedback. Use it well. It is also important to make the process of testing a pleasant process, which is not very different from what people usually do. In the case of the organophosphates, if you want to give an alternative, then make sure it needs to be used in only one section of the farm to enable the farmer to compare the produce from both sections of the land. Involving the user in the design thinking process is important to get their feedback. Here's another example. When Bill Moggridge developed the first primitive prototype of a laptop, this was a thin flat screen folding over a keyboard. The physical design was much appreciated, but the operational difficulties were huge. This is when he realized the importance of software which was interactive and understood the requirement of people. The early testing helped him to develop the people-friendly interactive software that is seen today. The ability to tell a compelling story that communicates its value to the users is essential. A good research paper also needs to tell a story. How did you identify the problem and the solution? What did you find and what do you infer? Test your idea to an audience of peer reviewers and readers. Their response will help you validate your research. Last and final step in design thinking. The most important step is to implement your prototype in the actual environment. Once you're convinced about the use and the value of the prototype or the idea, go ahead, work on the project. Sometimes you might have to reiterate the process of getting feedback and improvising, but go ahead. After the publication of your research thesis and publications, you can take up portions which have a commercial potential to apply for a patent. To file for an IPR, your product or idea should be novel, non-obvious, and have commercial potential. Identifying prospective collaborators who can help in taking your idea to the user is of utmost importance and is what sets aside the most innovative research from the others. The importance of instilling a spirit of innovation and independent thinking is a must in the research ethics course. One has to keep in mind that a research thesis is something that a research scholar uses and creates new knowledge which is useful for the world. It is therefore important that research should focus on social needs of the community. Use of innovative ideas which focus on real needs of the society are the target for funding sources also. Call for research grants almost always refer to priority areas for funding which are based on problems relevant to the society. Therefore, using design thinking processes in developing your research can take you closer to a successful career. Finally, to summarize, use your spirit of innovation to develop novel ideas for your research idea. Identify stakeholders, get insights by interacting with them. Think divergently to identify multiple solutions. Then converge on a few ideas to make a quick prototype and test to see if your idea holds good. Then go ahead plunge into your project, you're sure to have a plagiarism fee winner. Congratulations! You have completed the module on using design thinking to avoid plagiarism in your research. If you develop a spirit of innovation and creativity, you will not be plagued by plagiarism reports. Design thinking is a method for thinking adventurously, trying out new ideas boldly in a spirit of optimism. Do try this design thinking in your research. Take the quiz which is given at the end of the module. If you want to learn more about design thinking, please look up the books given in the reference list. Thank you.